Elliot Gray had heard the rumors. A house that could not be mapped. A room that could not be escaped. Some called it a legend, a myth, a ghost story. But Elliot wanted to know the truth. The house stood at the end of a forgotten road, swallowed by fog. Its windows, black voids. Its doors, slightly open, as if waiting for him. He told himself this was research, a story waiting to be written. But as he stepped inside, the air whispered otherwise. Inside, the air was thick, stagnant, the scent of old wood, melted wax, and something else, something rotting. The candlelight flickered, casting shadows that moved when they shouldn't. A hallway stretched before him, impossibly long, the walls lined with portraits of people he did not know. But their eyes knew him. Somewhere in the house, something shifted. Something was waiting. At the end of the hallway, a door stood ajar. It wasn't there before. Elliot's breath caught in his throat. Beyond the door, a room unlike any other. A white void, no windows, no furniture, just a single chair placed in the center. He turned to leave, but the door was gone. At first, the room was silent, still, but then the air grew heavy. The walls breathed. The chair in the center scraped against the floor, moving on its own. Elliot stepped back, but there was nowhere to go. A sound broke the silence, software like a whisper through a keyhole. Then, a single knock from inside the walls. Elliot's skin prickled. He turned, but there was no one there. Then another knock, louder, closer, followed by a voice, low, guttural, stretched beyond recognition. "Let me in." Elliot blinked, and the mirror was there. It had not been there before. A massive, cracked mirror. Dust covered its frame, but the glass was clear, too clear. He took a step forward, staring into it, his own reflection, still, too still. And then it smiled. His reflection moved when he didn't. Elliot stepped back. The reflection stepped forward. His breath hitched. His reflection was not him anymore. It whispered, but no sound came out. A sudden knock echoed through the hollow room. The door was back, and it was wide open. A dark hallway stretched beyond it, the walls pulsing. Elliot knew he should not go in, but the whispers, they were calling him. Step by step, he entered the darkness. The hallway twisted, stretched, bending in ways that should not be possible. Behind him, the door vanished again. Ahead, the whispers grew louder. He wasn't alone anymore. Footsteps, not his own, following, mimicking, pausing when he did. He turned. Nothing. But the air behind him was breathing. A child's voice whispered from the dark, "You shouldn't be here." Elliot swallowed hard. "Who are you?" The voice giggled, then whispered, "I used to be you." Another door, another room, the same hollow room. But this time, he was not alone. Figures stood in the corners, motionless, shadows with hollow eyes, watching. Elliot wanted to scream, but his voice was gone. The whispers became words, the words became voices, a chorus of echoes from the walls. "You are part of the house now." Elliot shook his head. This wasn't real. It couldn't be real. But the house disagreed. His watch ticked backward. The candle flames flickered in reverse. His breath hung in the air, frozen. He turned toward the mirror again. His reflection was gone. But something else was staring back. The air turned cold. The shadows moved closer. The chair in the center of the room pulled itself toward him. And then the door slammed shut, locking him inside. The walls shuddered. The whispers became one voice, deep, ancient, hungry. You were never meant to leave. Elliot pressed against the walls, but they pulsed beneath his hands, software warm, breathing. The room expanded or shrank. Time did not exist here. Only the hollow room, only the void. He ran for the door, but every step took him farther away, and the shadow were reaching for him. Elliot fell to his knees. The whispers crawled into his ears, into his mind. You belong to us now. His body began to fade, his hands turning to shadow, his voice stolen by the void. The house was empty again, silent, waiting, until the sound of tires on gravel echoed outside. A new traveler approaching. The door creaked open, on its own. The hollow room is never full, never satisfied. It waits, always. And once you enter, you never truly leave. A soft, distorted whisper. Welcome home.